Blessings. So, you can probably tell from the sound where I am, where we are. Guinea and I are at the beach. Mr. Guinini, you gonna come and say hi? Come on, come and say hi, Guinea. Yeah. So, just look at that. So, this is one of my favorite beaches on the island. It's called Glass Sand Beach or Sand Glass Beach. And you might be able to tell why. It's because there's all of this glass that washes up from the sea. There's a bottling factory nearby, and I guess broken glass ends up in the ocean, and yeah, it just kind of washes down shore after being pummeled and smoothed. And it's just amazing. Yeah, magical, absolutely magical. So as you can imagine, I've collected countless bits of glass already. And I'm probably gonna collect some more glass and shells and rocks. Ooh, look at this. So, yeah. Hey, come here. And sometimes you have to like really reach in and grab things before the waves come and take them away. But it's fine because even though the waves like take things away, they always bring something new as well. Ooh, what's that? What is that? Okay, this is clearly a man-made thing. I think. Some type of marble. But it's weird because I've never seen a marble on this beach like this before. I mean, this is a glass beach because of all of the bottles, which is why you normally would have these shapes, these flat shapes, because these are like shards of bottles. But why is a random marble? Wow. Yeah. And I find like my appreciation is so broad because it's not just like the glass I'll pick up, but it's also certain types of rocks, certain color rocks. Like this rock, for instance. Things like this is like a greenish type of rock. It looks like it's black, but I don't know if you can see in the sun it's actually green, dark green. And I was trying to wonder what bottles these come from. Hi, morning. And as always, this is a big morning. 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 Warm. We have some visitors. Some tourists and locals at the beach. Fishermen. And I think those are students. We're sitting under two types of trees right now. One is an acacia tree. You can see the thorns. So this little natural cave is going to be our spot where we're going to do our readings, I think. And you probably guessed it by now, we are going to be reading more from Hagakure, The Way of the Samurai. And I think it's a great place to do it. Let's get into it. So, we found a nice little spot, pretty decent shade. And I found this really cool little nugget in here that I'm starting to feel like Yamamoto is putting little Easter eggs for me. I'm also starting to feel like I know him in a way, Yamamoto. Like he's an old friend. So when I saw this, I thought, my old friend. When reading something aloud, it is best to read from the belly. Reading from one's mouth, one's voice will not endure. Thank you. That was a really nice thing to find. I know I'm questioning myself as to whether or not I've been reading from my mouth or my belly the entire time. But I'm gonna try reading from my belly now. I'm gonna try and do you proud. It is said that one should not hesitate to correct himself when he has made a mistake. If he corrects himself without the least bit of delay, his mistakes will quickly disappear. But when he tries to cover up his mistake, it will become all the more unbecoming and painful. Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. And again, it's so charming that as a samurai master, these are the things that he is taking care to write down and commit to posterity. That this is how you should deal with your mistakes. And again, I think part of why I've started to feel closer to Yamamoto is because he also kind of talks sometimes like a father to a son, or like an older brother to a younger brother, or like an uncle to a nephew. It often has that way. So even in this one, it sounds like something that you would and should say to children as they're growing up. Let them know that when you make a mistake, correct it quickly, and not to think that you won't make mistakes. This goes back to the self-awareness that I really admire about this text. This is another one that I thought was so sweet. He says, "When I was young, I kept a diary of regret and tried to record my mistakes day by day. But there was never a day when I didn't have 20 or 30 entries. As there was no end to it, I gave up. Even today, when I think about the day's affairs after going to bed, there is never a day when I do not make some blunder in speaking or in some activity. Living without mistakes is truly impossible. But this is something that people who live by cleverness have no inclination to think about." Yeah. Again, as usual, like so well buttoned up at the end. That this is something that people who live by cleverness have no inclination to think about. Yeah. And maybe I'm more inclined to think about cleverness, to think that I live by cleverness than I actually do. Hello. Hi. So what I like to is that like Yamamoto is always he's always so like gently shady. Like I think he knows that it is probably a tendency of youthful exuberance to think of yourself as more clever than you are, and to also strive unnecessarily for perfection, which is interesting because within the book there's also this constant encouragement to strive for excellence and always try to achieve the highest that one can achieve, while at the same time being aware that you can make mistakes, it's totally fine, and actually not to unnecessarily like record your mistakes day by day by day, but to quickly correct them and move on. Hey, morning. You want to go and say hi? He wants to come and say hi so badly. Wait, Guinness. Yeah, of course. He really wants to. That you.
Beautiful. I'm here. It's okay. You don't need to jump. It's okay.
His name is Guinness.
No,
Guinness, no jumping, please.
no jump.
Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come, come, come. Watch. Go ahead. No jumping, Guinness. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay, so here's exactly what I mean, right, with this balance. A warrior should be careful in all things and should dislike to be the least bit worsted. Such a beautiful word, worsted. You never see a word like that. Above all, if he is not careful in his choice of words, he may say things like, I am a coward, or at that time I'd probably run, or how frightening, or how painful. These are words that should not be said, even in jest, on a whim, or when talking in one's sleep. If a person with understanding hears of such things, he will see to the bottom of the speaker's heart. This is something that should be carefully thought about beforehand. Yeah, wow. So, definitely, it is very important to Yamamoto that you are. This is like that one of the is it the 4 agreements or something that says like be impeccable with your speech. Yeah, and I mean, this guy says you shouldn't even utter careless things in your sleep, because if someone who has understanding hears these things, he will see to the bottom of the speaker's heart. That so that even if it's in your sleep or if it's in jest, or just careless speech, the hearer will see to the bottom of your heart. That is, yeah, even careless stuff that you say in jest is still dangerous. So I've definitely encountered this before in many times. And by the way, this falls under a category that I think I introduced in the last video, which is ideas, mindset, speech, and expression. So, yeah, and I've actually been finding more and more things within that category. as well that suggests that it was very, very important to these samurai, or at least Yamamoto and his peers, that you attend very carefully beforehand to what exists inside of your heart, and to always be mindful that your speech and the contents of your heart are inextricably linked. That's really powerful, I think. Okay, so we've been having a lot of distractions this morning. A lot of people have been coming by. Two different sets of tourists or visitors have come by to play with Guinness, and yeah. Anyway, we're just going through this. So yeah, this morning is a little bit of a choppy read, but I'm powering through it because I set myself the task of recording a video this morning. So, and I said I was going to come to the beach and do it, and I'm at the beach and I'm doing it. So, okay, so we're going to read something from our favorite category, which is findings in death, and specifically about bravery and resolve. Lord Naoshige said, "The way of the samurai is in desperateness. 10 men or more cannot kill such a man. Common sense will not accomplish great things. Simply become insane and desperate. In the way of the samurai, if one uses discrimination, he will fall behind. One needs neither loyalty nor devotion, but simply to become desperate in the way. Loyalty and devotion are of themselves within desperation." So we know that Yamamoto is a madman, right? From a long time. If you've been watching the previous videos, you know that he's the guy who wants you to run into a building with 1,000 men and just start cutting from one end to the other, and don't worry if you're gonna get cut down before. The victory is not in completing the act. The victory is in achieving a state of determination and being brave and having that resolution. So this is the context in which we have to to read Yamamoto. But what I did like was the end where he says, "Loyalty and devotion are of themselves within desperation." So I can't remember the exact phrasing, but we had read something similar in a previous videos where he talks about art and practice, where in practice you will acquire art, but you don't necessarily acquire practice through art, which is why he prefers that his clansmen do not consider themselves as artists, because an artist can be a forever artist but never practice. And it makes sense because, the samurai were a very practical order of people, even though so much of what we're reading is about mindset. It's all about like sharpening the mind so that your practice will be effective. Because at the end of the day, if a samurai can't wield a sword and perform his duty, what's his ultimate use, right? That's what I think. So the whole idea is to choose when you're presented with these two options of art versus practice, or in this case, desperateness, recklessness, or whatever, versus discrimination. What he's saying is that in the reckless way, in the desperate way, in the insane way, or whatever, all of the other things like loyalty and devotion and all of the virtues, you will be found somewhere along there anyway. This is something to think about. This is definitely something to think about. I mean, I don't know that I that I buy this hook, line, and sinker just yet. But I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying. Certainly because I saw him demonstrate this reasoning in a previous example with art versus practice. That in one thing you will acquire the other. So I have to think about this some more. How do I represent this desperateness or this recklessness that he's trying to encourage in a modern sense? All right, because this is 2025. You know, we can't be out here running into buildings to try and enact reckless revenge. But like I said in previous videos, if you think of this as perhaps some lofty pursuit, something difficult, some great quest, some point that you're setting out to prove, something that you're trying to accomplish. Like maybe if, for instance, you wanted to... Okay, I think I can, think of a good example with this. If you're trying to get fit and achieve a certain body type, if you're to take Yamamoto's principle, he's saying just be desperate about it. Don't worry too much about discretion and carefulness. Just go into it. Every day wake up and be crazy about getting fit. And the things, the temperances and the moderations and the techniques and the theories and things that you need will come along the way. But if you go the other route where you try to go from theory first and be very, paced and measured, then you may never get to the ultimate goal, to the ultimate practice of the thing. But if you just run straight into the practice of it, then all of the other things you will eventually acquire. I think that's what he's saying. And I find that useful. And I've heard other people say similar things too. These like within fitness, like athletes and different types of people who are like really well accomplished, even in business and stuff like that. They always say that for a time they just kind of became obsessed with what they were doing, and they just every single day they just woke up and you eat, you breathe, you sleep, that thing. And yeah, check this out. Yeah. Anyway, so I think we'll do one more. Maybe. You can't go over there. No. Hi. Hi. It's a very busy morning. You can't go and say hi. Guinea wants to go say hi to those people over there. I don't know if you can even see them. Look at this dog. Oi. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Guinness. His name is Guinness. And he loves people too much. That's why I have him on a leash. Guinness.
Oh, I'm not even close. Hi. Oh, no.
No jumping.
I'm so happy to see you. Oh, Guinness. Good boy. Oh,
Yeah, he thinks everybody's his friend.
That's for my dog. She's like, what, you're not here to see me? What?
I'm not the star of the show. I don't understand
Exactly.
this.
She goes to the vet and she's excited.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Shih Tzu.
Oh,
And
okay.
I have a Cocker Spaniel. A blind and deaf Cocker Spaniel.
Oh, that's
Yes.
sweet.
Oh.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we're back. Hi. How's it going? How you doing?
Join you on the rock too?
Sure. You guys came in on the ship?
Oh no. We're swimming.
Okay.
We'll stay here for a week
Okay, nice.
to go look around beaches.
Ah.
Find sea glass.
Oh, this is the beach then? This is it?
We've been sea glassing all around the world.
Sorry?
We've been sea glassing all around the world.
Oh, wow.
And we found some really special glass. And a lot of this glass right here.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Like, no. We cut that glass already.
Really? Oh, that's fascinating.
They've got a lot of great, incredible glass.
Okay. But, and is it most, so this is a glass beach because of the bottling company that's just down there. Is it a similar thing in other parts of the world or what?
Yeah, we'll take an island like this,
Yeah.
and somebody probably had a landfill,
Okay.
take all the garbage,
Yeah.
burn the landfill, burn the gas, burn the garbage,
Yeah.
and push the garbage in the ocean,
Yeah.
and it goes away, and lets the currents carry
Yeah.
it around to another beach that's rocky,
Okay.
where the currents are strong enough to throw rocks up. If it's just a beautiful, white, sandy, smooth beach,
Yeah.
there's not enough current to throw glass up or
Yeah.
rocks up.
Okay, I see.
So we're always looking at the most rugged, rough beaches, and typically on the windward side.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting. I
so-
hadn't really thought about that.
You can look on any tropical Caribbean island that
Yeah.
had a landfill back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when they were doing garbage incorrectly.
Ah,
it in the ocean.
okay, I see.
And so if somebody had like a candy dish or
Yeah,
a medical dish or
Yeah.
pharmaceutical stuff, then you get really kind of brown, green,
Yeah,
white.
yeah. You've cracked a code for me actually, because I've found. I mean, like you said, this glass is pretty common because it's very thin. I could tell what this glass comes from. It's from the beer bottles and that kind of thing. But there have been a few pieces that I've found that are not the beer bottles that we have here, and are not any bottle that I know commercially. And I just can't figure out what it is. But you saying that made me think, oh, it could be from some other glass item or glass dish from way back. That's not a commercial piece.
It could be art glass.
Yeah.
It could be glass from televisions, from windows, safety
Yeah.
glass.
It's interesting.
It could be from the cruise ship. Something that runs over there.
Yeah, it's interesting because I actually found. Let me show you what I just found. Excuse me. I actually found this yellow marble. I've never found a marble here before.
We have hundreds of marbles.
Yeah.
Hundreds of marbles.
This is
When did you find it?
just now, right down there. And I also found this, which I really like. So this is what I mean. I don't think this is from the glass bottles here.
It probably is. I mean, that's what we call pirate glass because it's so dark, it's black. When you hold it up, you can see through it. And you can walk on the beach and see big chunks of that black glass.
Yeah,
It's
but
not really black glass, it's just so thick.
but the thickness of it is so misleading because
150 years old maybe. When they've made glass so thick to be durable.
Yes, I see.
We make glass thinner nowadays. That could be really, really old.
Yeah,
Really old.
interesting.
Can you mind if I show you?
Sure. That's
Where did I
very
put
cool.
my phone?
I actually have a glass bottle collection as well from the 1500s.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be into glass.
Uh,
I left my phone in the car.
you don't mind if I let him off, do you?
That's working. We love dogs.
Because he's. Go ahead.
Let me see your marble again. It's not really very etched up like glass yet, so it may not be 40, 50 years old. Some of that glass that's in there to get that frosty feel and look to it.
Like this one, you mean?
Yeah. Well, that's 100, 150 years old. It gets so old. And it's got that texture to it. This still has a smooth texture, so I'm thinking maybe 20, 30 years in the water.
Wow.
So once it gets 30, 40, or 50, then it has that really kind of scratchy, frosty feel.
at home I have a really thick one. I have one that's maybe 3 times the size of this one.
Well,
And it's
what do you
very thick.
You want to find the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
And they made them so thick, like that, and even this thick, that thick, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the rest of the bottle is blown up and gone somewhere. And when you find the bottom of the bottle, it's called a C coin. And C coins are very, very desirable.
I've seen a few of those.
Marbles. We're gonna show the girls.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
will
yeah.
freak out.
Yeah.
That's our goal. So last night at dinner, what do you want to find? 800 marbles. What do you want to find? At least 50 marbles. I mean, they're looking for marbles here.
That's crazy. I cannot believe that.
And bottle stop.
I thought I was the weird one. Like I've never met anybody else who was interested in glass.
I wouldn't watch it for you.
Careful, Guinness. Wow. Guinness, no jumping, please. Calm down. Please calm down. Watch me. Relax yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling him that I've been collecting glass at this beach for years. Yeah, and I've never encountered anybody else who's interested in glass.
Really?
And he said that you guys go around the world and collect glass from beaches.
Yes.
I thought I was the weird one. I just got like a little lecture.
That's specifically why we came here.
So did somebody tell you guys that this was a glass beach?
Yes.
Ah,
And then there's
okay.
The better one's right around the bank right over there.
Yeah, this is
You know how to get over it.
usually like there's so much more. This is like not a very good morning. Normally like there's not this much sand.
Yeah, there's
Normally
not.
all here is like down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
normally.
that changes from day to day depending on the weather.
Yeah, depending on how high and if we've been having like rough seas lately and that kind of thing, you'll see more things being pushed up. But-
I left my phone in the car. Do I need it?
So what do you guys do with the glass? You just collect
Play
them?
with it.
They make art and
Just
stuff.
like it.
We just collect it. We've got a really great collection of fun stuff. It's just
100
addicting.
we
Now
have
that you've done it, you're gonna be addicted.
Yeah.
This is called
No.
pirate glass.
Yeah, he was telling me. I just
It
got like a
looks
little
black, and then you hold it up. But see, the darker the glass, that glass is probably over 100 years
It's
old.
like a little black
and you call it
rock.
pirate.
Pirate glass because you can't tell what color it is.
Yeah.
But if you hold it up,
Yeah.
and the darker that green, because they don't make green glass like that anymore.
Exactly.
They're too cheap. You know, they just make that thin.
Yeah.
And then you can see there's a bunch. I guess there used to be a Coca-Cola plant around here.
There is one. There's it's like
so
maybe less than a mile.
See
It's
whole
not even a
bunch
mile.
of Coca-Cola, old Coca-Cola glass here.
That's the
But yeah,
thing.
you can snorkel right here, and he found over 1,000 marbles between this and that area over there.
Here.
Yeah.
That's
And then you go find our marble. I can't wait to
wow.
go tell these girls.
That's amazing. But where are you guys from?
I'm from Utah,
Okay.
and then
Nice.
they're from Massachusetts.
So do you guys take a trip specifically
Yeah,
for
that's what
this
we're
is
doing. We're
insane.
gonna see a cute guy and a dog and be our friend, and then you
That's
can find
wild.
really good pottery. Like this isn't great pottery.
Yeah.
But there's really good pottery that's like old dishes.
Yeah. No, I was telling him I have bags and bags of glass from this beach because for years I've been doing it, but it's just because of my own, because they're so pretty. But I didn't know that there was so much of a history behind
There
them.
is, and then some of the stuff, if there's a pattern on it, you can go online and like look at the pattern and it'll say like where it came from.
I see.
But the darker the glass, and then like in the Rubik. Did you get a marble? What is it? I can't see that far away.
What's laying on the beach? What do you think it is?
Oh yeah, nice. I have a bunch of these.
Glass.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is so nice.
What
This is
color
really.
is it? Green.
But is that pirates? Because this is
Yeah.
more
The
clear.
darker the glass.
Let's get a.
So hold
it up so you
can see in this real light.
Wow, that's a beautiful one.
And there's some pirate
Gorgeous.
glass that is so dark, and I mean, even like with the iPhone light,
Yeah.
you can barely see a hint around the edge.
You see, that's the thing, right? Because most people just think that they're stones, that
They
they're just
don't know,
rocks.
and then
Yeah,
voila.
yeah,
Yeah.
How is it
Wow.
barefoot, Lisa?
Do you guys ever find natural glass like obsidian?
We found obsidian, we found jade. There's different places.
Where have you found jade? Not here.
Different, no, not
Okay.
here. No, like in California, we find a ton of jade.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know that they have jade.
Wow,
look
in
a lot
California.
It's a beautiful green rock.
Yeah, I know jade. Yeah, the Aztecs used to bury their kings with jade masks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
In it.
one of our friends found a ring that ended up from the 1800s
Wow.
in the water, and then over in Aruba they have these. Looks like a cement ball, but it's not quite cement. They call it
Big shot.
grape shot, and those were shot out of pirate cannons in the 1800s. And And you
Yes,
can tell
actually.
how old they are.
Yeah.
Some of them have this little tiny look around it.
Yes. There is one.
In Curacao, I found
crazy.
someone's part of their dentures, and it was them off, and they put a gold tooth on it.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I'm like, you must have had too much gold.
Yeah.
Now you know. Yeah, it's just so fun. I'm so happy you found a marble. It's just sitting right by you.
Right here, it was here. It was right here this morning. And I took it because it's the first time I found a marble here. I've never seen a marble here. Yeah, and I've been.
You are good luck.
Yeah. It's funny because I was like, when you guys came, I was vlogging, right?
Blog about us.
Huh?
You can blog about us.
Yeah. So, do you guys have like, is there like an online presence or?
His name's Kai, but it's Captain Kai, the sea glass guy.
Captain Kai, the sea glass guy.
Yeah, and you can say you've got some of his friends here. And he'll blog you, you blog him.
Premier glass guy.
Oh, that's
He
pretty
just had
cool.
an article on himself in People magazine.
Captain, how do you spell Kai?
KY.
Captain
His
Kai.
name's Kyle. So in Europe, they had glass
that's
factories
so cool.
like the Murano glass factory, and they throw all their old slag glass into the water.
Oh, that's amazing.
But like, look at that. That's some of his collection.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Go to his page on Facebook and
Okay, I'll definitely check him out.
yeah, just go say hi and say, hey, I know you're. Because once you're a friend of him, you're friend forever. Nice
Good
to meet you. I like your dog too.
Guinness,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a sweet dog.
And is this where you grew up here?
Yeah. I lived all over the Caribbean, but I'm just
Not a
back
bad
home right
life.
now.
Where
No,
else
it's a
have you
wonderful
lived?
life. Jamaica and Trinidad, and Barbados as well.
I love all those.
Yeah.
I've been
So
there.
how do you guys decide what beach to what
Kai
island
was here.
to go
Kai
to?
came here and
Okay.
found it. So his goal was to sail around the world collecting sea glass. And so that's called sea metal.
Wow. look
Yeah,
at that.
this is sea metal. So this is from garbage that they've melted. And so that's sea metal. That's a really pretty piece too.
This is
But you'll find
wild.
weird squiggly pieces.
Yeah.
He found a huge piece of sea metal.
From bonfire glass too?
No, did you show him?
No, I haven't seen any yet.
Bonfire glasses that actually got burned,
Quite cool.
and it will be multiple colors, and I'll show you if we find a piece.
Beautiful.
Yep. You're going to be addicted now. You will not be able to walk on the street now.
It's true. Now that I know that there's a
You're gonna
community.
walk like this. You think we're all old people?
Wow. Okay. Great finds on the beach. So our reading this morning got interrupted by some visitors on the beach. It was actually a really lovely encounter, and this guy was giving me like a whole education. So first of all, I've been going to this beach for years, and I've known it as the sea glass beach or sand glass beach, and I've always collected sea glass there, but I just had no idea that there was a global community of sea glass enthusiasts. They get on a plane, rent a hotel, rent cars, and they travel and they go to beaches and they collect glass. And there's all sorts of different types of glass. And the funny thing is, this morning before they came, I found a marble on the beach, which I had never found before. And I thought that was interesting, that, okay, I found this marble. And then 20 minutes later, I'm joined by 5 globe-trotting sea glass enthusiasts. Very nice morning on the beach. And you know, it's so funny because this reminds me of one of the gems that I found in this book, The Way of the Samurai. And I think I read it in maybe the second or third video. And it's where Yamamoto says, he says that one's own district is unpolished and unsophisticated is a great treasure. And and the funny thing is, the reference that I drew in response to that was about our beaches, where everything is just so, and it's not overdeveloped, and that I really quite like that. And here this morning on one of those same beaches, I find an entire group, I mean I think it's like 5 or 6 people, flew down here from America specifically for the beaches, specifically for finding glass on our beach. And the reason why the glass is on the beach is because there's a bottling plant nearby, and the broken bottles end up in the sea and get washed up on that beach. So literally garbage that just gets tossed out, discarded, washes up on the beach and attracts people from all over the world, all because we have glass lying on the beach. That's really amazing. It's fantastic. I mean, talk about appreciation for the unpolished and unsophisticated parts of one's own district, right? So yeah, I am definitely looking forward to getting home and editing some of this footage and sharing it with you guys, because yeah, I think it's a really lovely space that we are creating right now, and just in giving myself the challenge to record these videos and to be consistent and to get through the book, and you know, it's resulting in these really unexpected little things. I mean, I would not have gone to the beach today if I did not set myself that task to make that video. And I thought, you know, it's Saturday morning and I wanted to find a different location, and you know, I've been wanting to go to the beach for one of these videos for a while, so here we are. And look at what I found.